Just இலகிவன் மனவுலதா excuse me calling comment sit front here comment sit front why are you pulling the chairs okay so fine last class we just been talking about this what like view state we have just been talked about the view state so we have created a page here we created a page here what is the page login so if at all you are giving a correct password correct credentials it will take you to success page but suppose if at all you give any wrong credentials you give any wrong credentials it will take you to the failure page it's going to take you to the failure page now success page failure page say I'm giving a correct values login success page but I'm giving wrong credentials when you click on the login it will tell you one attempt is failed and the maximum is 3 only one more time I'm giving 2 attempts fail one more time I'm giving a wrong password and click on the login now you failed all the 3 attempts guys when you fail all the 3 attempts where it is going to go it is just going to take you to the failure page now and displace you you failed all the 3 attempts to login you have failed all the 3 attempts to login it is taking you to the failure page and showing you this message and guys listen in this we have used 2 state management techniques what are the 2 one is the view state for the count we use view state why count I want within the page only count I want within the page only but when I'm transferring the name to the other page when I'm transferring the name to the other page if I use a view state I cannot access in my second page now so in that scenario what did I do you know I have used a query string I've used a query string there and we have concatenated that query string here question mark count is equals to the value of the count ampersand you can concatenate multiple values you can concatenate multiple values in this process how many any number of values can be concatenated to this as a query string are you clearer or not okay so like this we have just gone for using the query strings in our code and also the view state also in our particular code so today first let's try to understand where exactly a view state and query string are going where exactly view state stores the values already I shown you view state in the previous example day before yesterday also I shown you yesterday also I shown you an example so come on let's talk about just a second yeah where exactly where does web application store view state values where this view state values will be stored listen all of you where the view state values are stored, view state values basically, they are not stored for you. Come this side, don't sit that side. Anyone, don't sit behind the pole. Okay. So view state values basically, if you just understand, they are not stored. They are not stored. Where exactly are they stored? They are stored for you on the same page only. They are stored for you on the same page only. What happens, whenever it is going to generate the output, whenever the browser is rendering the output, you have some values in the view state now. The view state values also will be stored on the same page actually. The view state values also will be stored on the same page actually. They are not stored on a separate page. They are going to be stored on the same page only. Did you understand me or not? Where they are stored? They are stored in the same page. They are not going to be stored in a separate page. Are you guys clearer or not? Okay, so that's what exactly you should do. Where they are stored in the same page. Actually, how these values will be stored in the page is, all the view state values will be encrypted. I'm sorry. All the view state values will be encrypted. Actually, the algorithm will be base 64 encryption. Base 64 encryption. Actually, for encrypting and decrypting, we have different algorithms basically. Basing on the algorithms, they will be encrypting the data. So there's an algorithm called as a base 64 algorithm. Based on the base 64 algorithm, the encryption will be done from from your English to an encrypted format, and that will be stored on the same page only actually. And you can see them. Where you can see them, you go to view page source, we can see the values. Where it will be present, in the view source, you'll be finding one hidden field. We'll be finding one hidden field with the name as __ view state. What is that? __ view state. Under that, your view state values will be stored. We'll show you. Wait. Guys, I'm running this page for the first time. And all of you observe this. In the page load event, you are storing a value in the view state, right? Yes or not? In the page load, you're storing a value in the view state. You store the value in the view state in the page load event. Now, let me run the page. Yeah, the page is launched. And all of you, if you go to the view page source, and here you'll be finding one hidden field with the name as __ view state. Let me show you. Wrap it. Yeah. So in HTML, we have a field called input. We have a type called as input. The type is equals to hidden. What is input type is equals to hidden? This is like a text box here. Text box is visible to user, but hidden field is not visible to user. Generally, we use it for storing values on a page without showing them to the end users. If that input type is a text, you will see the value in a text box or not. But what is the input type? So you don't see a value. Where you can see in the view source, you can see. Here, that actual value is stored in an encrypted format. The actual value will be stored in an encrypted format. Not only view state here, control state values also. Remember control state also and view state, I said, controls. All those values are encrypted and the values are stored for you in this place. See this value starts with 7BGG something. Okay, it is starting with something like this. Okay, now all of you, I'm giving a wrong password. I'll click on the login button. And you see one attempt failed. Can you see that? One attempt got failed. Come front, man. Come front. Okay, so one attempt failed here. And all of you can go to view page source and watch. The hidden field value is modified. Do you remember what it is earlier? Check, it's modified. Modified now. Why? Internally, the value is incremented by 1. Second time it will be incremented by 2. Again, try again. Come on. One more time. Wrong password, login. Right click, view page source. Again, see this value is modified. Every time you notice this value keeps on changing now. This value keeps on changing. So that's what I'm telling you. Where does ViewState store its values? ViewState is going to store its values on the same page in an encrypted format. In a encrypted format. Actually, this is one of the drawback of ASP.NET. This is one of the drawback of the ASP.NET. Actually, today, they don't suggest using ASP.NET web forms in the large scale applications. In the large scale applications, they don't suggest using ASP.NET. What they use is MVC. Basically, if you understand, for small scale web applications, web forms is suggested. For large scale web applications, MVC is suggested. Did you understand me? For large scale web applications, MVC is suggested. For small scale web applications, web forms is suggested. One reason why we have a problem with the web forms is this ViewState one. Why, you know, tomorrow you have some 100 controls on the screen. All the controls have ViewState now. And this ViewState will be very big in size now. And every time it will go to and fro. What is it? Browser to server, server to browser. It will be traveling to and fro, increasing the network traffic, increasing the network traffic. So this is one of the biggest drawback of ASP.NET web form. That is why today we are least using ASP.NET web form. Then why are we learning that? Because I said you already. Nearly some 15 to 16 years, there are number of applications that are already developed by using web forms. They're already developed by using the web forms. And these all projects are in maintenance. In our company, there are so many projects that are developed in web forms, actually, and they're all in maintenance now. Are you getting me or not? They're in web forms and in maintenance. And right now the same client, we are building new projects. When we are building the new projects, we are suggesting .NET Core first. We are suggesting .NET Core. And that too, we are building large scale applications. We are building by using MVC. And there are also small scale applications we are building by using web apps. Remember, I said you all the options to you. In ASP.NET, we have 3 options. What are 3 options? Web forms, MVC, web API. In .NET Core, we have 3 options, I said you again. What is it? Web apps, MVC, web API core. Okay, in the first day, I explained all these particular things to you. The first day in the notes also, you can find out all these particular things. The first day, I taught you all this. So, when you're going for large scale applications, we are going for MVC, and the 2 latest applications, all we are building with .NET Core. So we have different clients, man, in our company. We just work with the different clients. CRDB, no? Just a second. NCRDB is it? There's a website actually we recently developed for our client. It's a website what we recently developed for our client. Earlier, this website was developed using ASP.NET web forms. ASP.NET web forms. They developed by using ASP.NET web forms, and the language what they used is VB.NET. And the client came out recently for upgradation of this. They asked for upgrading this one. When they asked for upgrading, we suggested we'll go with the .NET Core. Actually, we built it last year, August. At that time, we don't have 8 in the market. So we developed this by using 6, not 7. Remember, when you're developing applications, always you're required to develop by using long-term versions, but not using standard term versions. Do you remember long-term support, standard term support? I already explained in the introduction classes. So Standard term support comes only with 18 months. Long-term support comes with 3 years, 36 months. So when you're practicing, when you're doing any R&Ds, at that times you can use the standard term versions. But when you're building projects, you're required to use the long-term versions. So we build an application by using .NET 6 actually. .NET 6. Okay. And .NET 6 means it's the latest one. So now the question is, under that again, MVC web apps means we have gone for web apps. It's a small application here, only 2 pages it contains. It's a very small application which contains only 2 pages in it. That's why we did not use an MVC architecture. Again, MVC is suggested for large size applications. Okay, but we did not use we just did not use the MVC architecture here. Without that, we use the web apps. This web apps is equivalent to web forms. This web apps is equivalent to web forms. Web forms in ASP.NET, web apps in ASP.NET Core. This is what we have 2 things. First, what we have? ASP.NET. Now we have ASP.NET Core. In ASP.NET, I said you what we have? Web forms, MVC. Web API is common everywhere. Forget about that. That is a different story. And here, this web forms is replaced with web apps. And we have MVC Core. We have MVC Core. Okay. So what are we learning now? Web forms. There are 15 to 16 years. There are number of projects in the industry already developed by using the web forms, and they are still running. They are still running. So knowledge of web forms is very, very important for you tomorrow if you want to maintain those projects. Are you clearer or not? Okay. So now I'm telling you what, if you are building a new application, first understand the size of the application. It's a very small size application. Then go for web apps. Okay. This is the client here. Actually, the client is going to be USGA, United States Golf Association. So this is a small project. But after this, we are now building another latest project for them. There we went for MVC architecture. That's a big project. It's not live still. That's why I'm not able to show you, but we are going with the MVC. Same way, we have another client, We have another client here that is Brother Printers. Heard this in radios and all. You hear the ads also. Brother Printers, very popular in US and Japan. It's a Japan company. Okay, printers actually. They sell the printers. And this site is actually developed by using MVC. This is developed by using MVC, not .NET Core. This is a old site. It's a very large application. Because it's a large application, at the time, they built the site by using MVC. Now, we are in the process of upgrading it now. And what architecture we're using, recently we started this .NET 8 and MVC Core. So when you're building the new, always we go for using the latest. What is the current we use? But don't forget one thing. Only 30% of work only will be building new. 70% is maintaining old only. In the starting days, I said, you remember, development work is 30% only, maintenance work is 70%. Are you getting me or not? Development work will be 30%. Do I regularly get development projects? Means no. We got a development project. Again, continuity will not be there. For some time, what will happen? All these projects will be going on to maintenance mode now. We'll be maintaining the projects regularly. And for maintaining the projects, every time, means if any bug or issue arises, there is a ticket. And some developer will work on that. And we'll tell the number of hours. We worked on some 50 hours on this particular issue. And they will be billing the client for this 50 hours now. And per hour, the billing will be like $200. Per hour, the billing will be like $200. $100 to $200 will be the billing now per hour. Are you clear? That will be a biggest revenue here, not the development. Development won't be a biggest revenue. Development is not a biggest revenue. Maintenance is only a biggest revenue. We do development for a very less cost. Why? Once we develop it, now the client gives you maintenance. Now that will generate you more money. That's when every company Development work will be 30% only. Maintenance work will be 70%. Are you clear? Means you understand. New projects you develop. You use MVC architecture and all. But don't forget that at the same time, you're required to maintain all the old projects. And these are developed either by using web forms or MVC. .NET Framework, not .NET Core. Now, current project development is all happening with .NET Core, either web apps for small size application. I said you that only. This is a web apps application. This is a web apps. Okay, this is a web apps application. And this one is MVC, not MVC Core. We are upgrading it right now to MVC Core. We are just going for an MVC Core. Actually, just a minute, I'll show you. Yeah, this is actually when I click on the link, there is a link here. When I click on the link, it will open you another site in that only. So no one basically knows that. When I just click on the link, here there will be a link here. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, this link. Subscribe and save with refresh easy print subscription, something. When I click on this, it will launch another site here. Okay, and this is again code. Is again a .NET Core application. Are you clear? Means at a time, we are not changing it. The part by part, we are changing it now. So one part we upgraded, we included that one. So it will jump to there. Finally, we upgrade the site. The total site will change off into .NET Core. The total site. At a time, we cannot change off the site now. It takes time. Suddenly, if the site doesn't run, they do business on this year. And the business gets stopped now. Business gets disturbed. That's why they just broken into pieces now. And we will include bits and pieces into the application. Are you clear? Okay. So that's what. So tomorrow, it's important for you to remember that we'll be working with older versions also. We'll be working with newer versions also. We'll be working with older versions also, and we'll be working with the newer versions also. Both the two things will be working up basically. Are you guys clearer or not? Okay. So that's the important thing to remember. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I actually started with the drawback of the ViewState. What is the drawback? Heavyweight pages because of the ViewState. Because of the ViewState. Exactly when Microsoft launched this web forms, they said that this is an excellent feature because web applications doesn't have a state. We are giving a state management for all your controls. But later on, what happened is people thought like for big applications, this ViewState going time forward is increasing the weight of the pages and consuming a lot of resources. So what they thought is, let us ignore or remove the ViewState concept. Let us remove the ViewState. That's why when you go to MVC, in MVC you will not come across ViewState at all. In MVC you will not come across ViewState. Who supports it? Web Forms only supports the ViewState. MVC doesn't support your ViewState at all. Okay, so you can read it. Where does web application store ViewState values? Web application store ViewState values on the same page only. That is, while rendering the output of a page, it writes ViewState values into that rendered output, and sends them to the browser. So we can view those values using view page source option of the browser, and there we find a hidden field with the name __ ViewState that contains ViewState stored in base 64 encrypted string format. Next time, when the page is submitted to the server, all the ViewState values are carried to the server, and the server will read and decrypt those values. Where it happens, it will happen, means reading will happen in the load. Remember the life cycle stages. Start, initialize, load. In the load, see, I click on the button now. Now all the values will be going to the server. In the load, what it will do? It will read all the ViewState values now and it decrypts them. And decrypts all those particular values. Do you guys understand me? Okay. And in the rendering stage, all these values will be encrypted and written. And in the load state, all the values will be decrypted and loaded into the application back. Okay. Drawbacks of ViewState. Read the first drawback. network traffic, man, to and fro will consume your resources now, will consume your bandwidth. Okay, it will consume your network here, uploading and downloading, all these things will kill off your data now. Okay, second. In the second page, you cannot access the first page view state values. Is it clear or not? What I'm telling you, in the second page, you cannot access the first page view state values. That will be invalid. What you can access, a view state values of a page are accessible to itself only, not accessible to other pages. First page view state values are not accessible to second page, and second page view state values will not be accessible to the first page. Did you understand me or not? What is that? Second page view state values will not be accessible to you in the first page, or the first page view state values will not be accessible to you in the, it's not possible. They are specific to the page now. Is that clear, all of you? That is the drawback of the view state. Okay. Now come on. There is an option to disable the view state in a page. There's an option to disable the view state in the page, and we can do this in two ways. One, page level, application level. What is it? I don't want to use view state in my page at all. I don't want to use view state in my page at all. Okay, watch. In this page only now, you use the view state. In this page only now, you use the view state. Okay, let me take you to the ASPX file. And in the page load, sorry, in the page directive, I have an option called as enable view state is equals to false. Default is true, man. Default is true. Okay, run. Run your page now. Error. Error. Why, sir? View state is not there. You cannot use the view state at all. We cannot use the view state. So here I disabled the view state only for one page. Which page? Login page. But other pages have view state here. Where is it disabled? Only in the login page. But tomorrow, if you think like, I don't want to use view state in my application at all, so that unnecessary data won't be carried to and fro. If you feel like this, you can disable the view state for the whole application also. How to do for the whole application? Web.config. Go to web.config. In the web.config, you'll find system.web. Remember, this basically refers to your site settings. Refers to what? Site settings. These are the site settings. Okay. So in this, we can add this. What you know? Pages. Sorry, just a minute. Pages. Enable view state is equals to false. If you write that line of code, view state will not work anywhere in the application. Did you understand the difference I said you? Page level, application level. Page level means specific to that page. Application level means for the whole application. Here I am saying web.config. When I say web.config, it is disabled for the whole application now. If I do it in the page directive, that applies only to the page. Okay, you can read. It's possible to disable view state either for a particular web page or for the whole application also, which can be done in two different ways. One, page level disabling. By setting enable view state attribute of page directive value as false, we can disable view state values for a particular page. To test this, go to login with failure counter ASPX and add enable view state attribute of page directive. You have the page directive now? Add this attribute there. Enable view state. Don't disturb the other attributes. Leave other attributes. Add the enable view state. Now, if we run the web form, we get null reference exception because view state is disabled. I've shown you already. Next, application level. We can disable view state application level also. That is under the web.config file. So the view state will not work in any page. And to do that, write the following code under system.web of web.config file. What is it? Pages enable view state is equals to false. Okay. What can be disabled? View state can be disabled. Means user storing values in the view state is disabled. What is disabled? User storing values in the view state is disabled, but control state cannot be disabled. Did you understand or not? What is the control state? Our controls also will maintain the state of values now. That cannot be disabled. Remember, disabling view state means only user storing values in the view state is disabled, but controls maintaining the view state cannot be disabled. I've been listed in note there, you can see. Control state is turned on by default for every control on the page, regardless of whether it is using during a postback or not, and serializes the data. And we cannot turn off the control state of control. That is not in your control. Remember, it's a very, very important question in the interviews. Can I disable view state? Yes, I can disable view state. But this disables only user storing and accessing the values of the view state, but doesn't disable controls maintaining the state. Controls maintaining the state cannot be disabled. That is not in your control at all. Got my point? This is all about view state. Clear? Where is it stored is clear? Drawbacks are clear. And also I said you disabling. Second one. What is the second one? Query strings. What is the second option? Query strings. We used the query strings in our previous example. For success page also we use the query string. And for failure page also we use the query string, remember. For both of them I use the query string. For success page I have one value. For failure page I have two values. What one value? Name. Yeah, name and count. You so fast. Okay. Come on. Option 2, query string. This is another option by using which we can maintain the state of required values by concatenating those values to page URL as we have performed in our previous pages. See the syntax, all of you? Page URL, question mark, key is equals to value, ampersand, key is equals to value, ampersand. I can give a big list of keys and values now. Understood? I already showed you. First example, one only. Second example, two values. 3 values, 4 values. You can pass any number of values. Okay. For example, in our previous page, we have used query strings to transfer values to other pages as following. For success page, we transferred the name. For failure page, we transferred the name and count, both the two. Now see the drawbacks of query string. What are the drawbacks of query string? Listen to this. By using this, we can pass values only to a particular page. And that too, when we are transferring control either by using server.transfer or response.redirect. See, I have 100 pages in my site here. How many? From page 1, I want to transfer to page 2. I can use a query string and transfer. Now I want the same values in page 3 now. Did you understand the question or not? I have 100 pages here. From page 1, I have a redirection. I'm redirecting to page 2 and I'm passing the values to page 2 now. Now I want the same values in page 3. I want the same values in page 4. I want the values in page 5. I cannot access. I can transfer it only to one page. See, this is a bit better than ViewState. ViewState is only in one page. Query string, subsequent page. Not in all pages again. What is it? Subsequent page. Page 1 to page 2. That's it. But non-accessible in all the remaining 98 pages of my site now. Are you clear? And that too, if you want to use that, compulsory, you require to either use server.transfer or response.redirect methods. Then only it will work. Got my point or not? Compulsory, there should be a server.transfer or response.redirect. I showed you response.redirect now. You can try it server.transfer also. You can try it server.transfer also. Then also it will work. Am I clear? Second drawback. I said the point already to you. One day I explained you get and post. When I explained you get and post, I said you difference between get and post. Get is capable of having only URL length of 2048 characters. More than 2048, you cannot have the query string length now. Sorry, URL length now. Are you getting me? So it's not going to be possible to carry huge values of values now. You can carry only minimum short values. That's all. But large values cannot be carried. Third one. That's the biggest danger, man. We talked about this also earlier. Get method. When I explained about the get method, I said, you point already. You can see the address bar for the values. Are you clearer or not? See, today I passed only username. Tomorrow, if I concatenate a password also to the query string, now see the danger. You can see everything in the address bar. Someone can watch your password in the address bar now. That is dangerous. That is dangerous, basically. Okay, so this is the problem what we have with this thing. So first drawback, we can carry only to one page. Second drawback, size limitation is there, 2048 characters. Third drawback, security is not good with this because all the values will be visible in the address bar. These are the three drawbacks what you face with query strings. But I shown you both the two options in your current example. I shown you ViewState also, and I've shown you query strings also. Both I explained you how to use the things. Is it clear or not? Now the third option. What is the third option? Hidden fields. What is the third option? Hidden field. What is the hidden field? Hey, just now we saw, guys, ViewState is stored in a hidden field. Hidden field is a control. What is hidden field? Hidden field is a control. And you are going to assign the values to the control and store them on the page, but user cannot see them. User cannot see them. Did you understand me or not? User cannot see them, but the values will be on the page now. User cannot see them. If that is the case, we can use ViewState only now, sir. Because you are telling ViewState is also storing a hidden field only. What I am telling is, ViewState will store you in a hidden field now. Without using ViewState, you can directly use a hidden field. That's what I'm telling. That's all. Did you catch my point or not? Once again, I'll tell you. You will store the values in ViewState. ViewState will store values in hidden field. Alright, without using hidden field, sorry, ViewState, you can only directly use ViewState and hidden field. I'm telling you. Are you clear? So one more time. What are doing? Developer is using a ViewState. ViewState is using a hidden field. Why this? Developer only can directly use a hidden field now. Got it or not? We have an advantage and disadvantage. We have an advantage and disadvantage. What is that? What is the disadvantage? I'll tell you first. First, I'll tell you disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is the data will not be in encrypted format. If I store one, you can see that now. You can store 100, you can see that now. But earlier, remember, ViewState is not storing you the value directly. How is it present? Encrypted format. So, if you talk about security, this is secured than this one. Because here we have encryption. And here we don't have encryption. If you want encryption, you should write your own code. So what is better now? ViewState or hidden field? ViewState, because encrypted. Okay, now I'll tell you advantage C. What is the drawback of this one? You cannot access this on the second page, correct now? But you can access this in the second page. You can access this in the second page. The values of the first page are now accessible to you in the second page. How, sir? Form collection or a query string collection? Form collection. See, it's like a text box, man. If a text box is submitting to another page, second page can read the value or not. Same way, just like you're reading a value from a text box, you can read the value from a hidden field also. Same process. Are you clear? So, what is the advantage with this? Encrypted. Disadvantage? Accessible in one page only. What is the advantage? It accessible in other pages. Disadvantage? Not encrypted. Not encrypted. I'll do one thing. I will create a page now and I'll show you both the options to you. Watch. Both options I'll show you. Did I remove that in the web.config? Okay, if you leave that here, ViewState will not work anymore. I'm removing it. I always make it true. Default is true only. Default is true only. Okay. Yeah, delete it. Observe. I'm adding a new page. I will name this page as hit count with hidden field. What is the name? Hit count with hidden field. Okay. Now, I'll show both options to you guys. Observe it. One button and label. All of you watch it. We done it the day before yesterday, remember? Day before yesterday only I showed you. Monday I showed you this live example and explained you the page life cycle there. We done it with that. How did we use it? We have been putting the value in a view state now, picking every time. That's what. Second one, I'm going to do the same with a hidden file now. Watch it, guys. Is a button label in between. There's hidden field. What is the value? 0. Now all of you run this. You can see buttons and labels on the screen, but you cannot see the hidden field on the screen. Oh, even labels also will not be visible because there is no text there. Yes or not? Even the labels will not be visible because there is no text. What do you see now? Only the 2 buttons on the screen. But all of you can observe it. If you go to the page source, you will see the hidden field in the code now. Come on, right click and go to view page source. All of you can observe it. That's present, see, but that is not visible to user. It has a value. Label also not showing, no sir. Label is not showing because it doesn't have a value. If give a value, label will show. But hidden field has a value, but still it is not showing to the user. Got it? Okay, observe it. The logic now. What do you want? If I click on this, the count should increment with using ViewState. If I click on this, the count should increment using hidden field. Come on, let's go to first button. Guys, I explained you this code day before yesterday. Watch it carefully, what I'm doing. I'm declaring a variable. What is the name? Count. Value 0. The value is 0. Okay, now I'm writing if ViewState of hit counter ViewState of hit counter is equals to null. Null means not present. First request. This is the first request. What I'm doing? Count is equals to 1. Else, remember, count is equals to int of ViewState of hit counter plus 1. And finally, what you require to do? You require to store this value back into ViewState is equals to count and display this in the label. Label 1 dot text is equals to counter using ViewState plus count. I explained you this code already. Monday I showed you the same code to you. Now let me do the same thing by using the second button. Okay. Now guys, all of you watch it carefully. How do we do here? Int count is equals to HF count dot value. HF count dot value, but it is string type here, so I'm calling int dot pass. Now see, what is the initial value? 0 comes now. What comes now? 0. Next line. count plus equals to 9. Next line. You're assigning the value. You're taking it from there, incremented, assigned it back again. Next. Label 2.text is equals to counter with or counter with hidden field plus count. Here, counter with ViewState. Come on here. Let me add a breakpoint here. Let me add a breakpoint here. Both the two things I'm putting in a debug mode. Okay, run. We have two button clicks. None of the code executed now. So now, what is the value of the hidden field? 0. You can go and see now. Your page source. 0. Okay, now I'll click on this button here. We already debugged the first one earlier. That's why I'm starting with the second one. Come on, click on this. It is getting the 0 now. 0. 0 becomes 1. And assigns it back to the hidden field again now. The hidden field value is currently 1 now. And going to show this on the label. Right click, view page source, and verify the value is 1. Clearer or not? Second time, again, one more time. The count is 1 plus 1, 2. Assigning and doing it. Are you clearer? Okay, now you can right click and go to view page source and watch it. The value is 2. You can see the value being visible to you in the view page source now. But end user cannot see that on the screen. Are you clearer? Okay, guys, yeah, what did you write? You just converted and added array without writing 2 lines. You can directly write off here, man, and you can skip this code. Array, what is the initial value? 0, na? Plus 1, 1 will come. Second time, 1 plus 1, 2 will come. Array, without writing 2 lines, you're doing it in the same line. You've done it already here. Same only here also I'm doing. Okay, but here object, but here string. The first one is object, man. Second one is a string. Okay, one more time. Just let us try now the first one also. What is it? ViewState. First time I'm clicking on this button. Is there any value in the ViewState? No. So this condition is true, and the count becomes 1. And now the 1 is stored in the ViewState now, and going to show in the label. Okay, but what I said to you, man, you cannot see this. You cannot see this over there. You will see this only in encrypted format. Check it out. A54 use X something. Again, click on this. Come back. Now, do I have a hit count? Yes. So comes to else part. Comes to the else part. What is the whole value? 1 plus 1, 2. Again, restoring the value in this now. 2. And you can go to view text source and verify the value is modified. That's what I said to you. There we have encrypted data, and here we don't have encrypted data. Understood, all of you? Okay, see now, I removed out the breakpoint. I am incrementing both of them until 10. And you guys can watch. This is the hidden field value for ViewState, and this is I did not close it. This is the hidden field value for our own hidden field now. And this is our own hidden field now? No, it's not our own hidden field. It is a ViewState's inbuilt hidden field. This is my own hidden field. That only I said here. What is it? I will use ViewState. ViewState will use advantage. Data is encrypted. Disadvantage. Data is not encrypted. You should write your own logic for encryption again now. Okay. Second, disadvantage here, not accessible in the second page. Advantage here, accessible in the second page. It is accessible in the second page basically. Are you guys clearer or not? Okay, I'll show you that also. Watch. Let me do one thing. I will add a button here. See guys, you can see the hidden field in the design. You can see the hidden design, but you're not able to see this hidden field in the runtime. In the output, you're not able to see the hidden field, but that will show you in the design. There's a field there. Okay. Well, I'll do one thing, man. What I'm doing is I will add a button there. What does the button say? Launch new form. What is new form? And I'm setting the postback URL as new form.htx now. Or you know that already. So let me add a new form. Add a web form. The name is new form. Add it. Now when the click of this new form will launch now. Okay. Now let me show you what is it. Once run this. Okay, now when you click on this, what will come? The new form will come. In the new form, I want to grab the values of the ViewState and HiddenField now. I want to grab the values of the ViewState and the HiddenField. Are you guys clear or not? That's what I wanted to do. Where I want to do? In this new form. In the launch new form, in the new form, I want to do that. Okay, this page. So guys, come to the new form. View code. How do you read the values of one control in the second control? So one page in another page. Where is query string now? Form collection. Are you into query string? What is the default? Form collection. What is the query string here? Query string is query string collection. What is the default mechanism? Form collection. How did you read a text box in the second page now? Request.form of. Yes or not? So I'm trying the same thing now. Watch. Request dot form of. What is the hidden field name? HF count. HF count. Okay. And I'll say string count 1 is equals to. It's not a string, but okay, let me read it as a string. Okay. Same way, I am trying to read my hidden field value also. Sorry, my ViewState value also. How to read ViewState of, what is the name you are given? Hit counter. Hit counter. ViewState of hit counter. String count 2 is equals to. But still error will come because it returns you an object. Now, ViewState returns object. So again, calling toString. I'm trying to read both the two values. Let me add a breakpoint here. Let me run my first page. Let me bring both of them to 5. Okay, now click on the launch new form. And guys, watch. Count 1 got the value. Error. Null reference exception. Why? Hit counter is not there. Present no, present in previous page, not in the current page. Count is present in previous page, not in the current page. That only said you, what is the ViewState is accessible only within the page, not accessible to you in the other pages. You can clearly notice it. But hidden field of the first page came to second page now. But ViewState of the first page did not come to second page. That is what I explained to you. So understood? First thing I showed you, disadvantage of the hidden field. Disadvantage is, if I go to view pages, I'm able to see the value physically there. But ViewState is showing in encrypted format. Now, reverse. What is it? ViewState failed now. Hidden field succeeded. ViewState failed. I'm not able to access the ViewState value in the second page, but I'm able to access the hidden field value in the second page. That is what. So guys, you can read this. Come on, hidden fields. And moreover, I discussed earlier, ViewState maintains its values through hidden fields only. So without using ViewState, we can use hidden fields and maintain the state of values on our page. That only I said here. Let's not use ViewState. Let us use hidden field and maintain the state. Now comparing hidden field versus ViewState. You are required to write your own logic for that. There is no inbuilt mechanism available. But for ViewState, inbuilt. For hidden fields, you have to define. Second. The first point here, ViewState wins, hidden field fails. Second point, ViewState fails and hidden field wins now. ViewState fails and hidden field wins. One advantage, one disadvantage. Okay. I created 2 pages here. First page, hit count with hidden field. Second page, new form. This is what I created. One button label. Again, button hidden field label. Again, button. And I explained you the code. This is for ViewState. This is for hidden field. Are you clear? Okay. And here you can just say this is in the new form. This is the new form. The new form value is right now. But see, guys, I'm reading the ViewState value and I put here error if uncommented. Just now shown you practically. Uncommented and see what you get. Null reference exception will come in the code. Got it? So this code cannot be used. Now run the first form. Click on the 2 turn buttons and allow the count value to increment or increment. And at any point of time, go to page source, option on browser, and you can see the hidden field value, but not ViewState value. That is, it will be in encrypted format. Now click on the launch new form button, which will display the count value of previous page stored in hidden field on the new page. Hidden field's value is coming to the new page, but ViewState value is not coming to the new page. Are you clear with the 3 options? ViewState, hidden field, both are same. Are you clearer or not? Only thing is, one extra advantage with hidden field is accessible in the second page. And third one, query strings. Query strings also I said your drawback is accessible only in one page, not secured, and size restriction is there. Size restriction is there. What is the restriction? 2048 bytes. 2048 bytes. That's all. Are you clear? Okay. So that's what. And now the 4th option. What is the 4th option? Is. What is this cookie? All of you, in some websites, you find this option, man, after entering the username and password, you will find a checkbox for selection, stay signed in. Have you any time selected it? Do you do this in a public machine, sir, or you do it on your personal computer, sir? You don't do it in a public machine, sir? You visited some net browsing center, and in the net browsing center, do you select stay signed in? No, where do we do? Generally, we do that in our personal computer. Okay, what is the advantage of selecting the checkbox? Tell me. Second time, if I try to visit the site, it won't ask me for your username and password again. Yes or not? So that's why it is not suggested to use on public computers, on personal computers. See, my own personal laptop. Fine, I only will use. So I'll enable the stay signed in now. And every day when I open it, automatically it opens. But when I'm using a public machine, I will never go for selecting that option. Okay? Well, public or private, that is secondary. But did you anytime think how this functionality is working? Did you understand my question? Did you anytime think now how this functionality is working? How is it logging into the site without me entering the credentials now? Did you catch my point or not? And the logic behind this is cookie. The logic behind this is the cookie. What is a cookie? A cookie is a small piece of data. A cookie is a small piece of data that is stored on the client's computer in a text file. Are you clear? I repeat, a cookie is a small piece of data that is stored on the client computer. That is stored on the client's computer. It is stored on the client's computer. Are you getting me? Okay, so it is stored on the client computer. So it is stored on your personal computer only. Next time when I visit the site, along with my request, the cookie also goes to the server. The cookie also goes to the server. Now, what will the server do? You know, server will open the cookie and checks if the username password are present. If username password are present, now server won't launch the login form to you again. Already you supplied. Are you getting me or not? Already you supplied. Say, tomorrow you will be working in some corporate company. And when you're working with some corporate companies in Hyderabad, if you go to the Madhapur, you might visit the Madhapur. You'll see big corporate buildings there, big offices. And in the buildings here, not like one company here, multiple companies will be there. Okay, you take the cyber towers. Cyber towers have hundreds of companies in it now. Are you getting me? You know one thing? I want to see how cyber towers is present. I don't have any job, but I want to see cyber towers. They will not allow you inside. Do you know that? They will not allow you into the building at all first. If you want to be allowed, you need to show your company ID card. If you show the company ID card only, they will allow you inside. Suppose you're going for an interview. First, that company should tell to the security guard, like so and so person is coming for an interview today and will give a visitor ID card. And once you go there, the visitor ID card is given to you and you are allowed inside. No one is allowed without the card now. Even my office is in Cyber Gateway. Every day, I need to show my ID card before I enter into this. One day, I forgot to carry the ID card to the office now. The security stopped me. And I asked him, you see me every day, but still you're not allowed. You need to show the ID card. Again, they made the call to my HR manager. My HR manager has said that, sent an accept request. Again, they sent a request now. And again, he accepted all this in the WhatsApp only. Allow him. Then he allowed me. So from that day onwards, I never forget the ID card again. Because that's a big process. I need to stand there, write the details in the book. Okay. And again, the request goes to my HR manager. My HR manager should wait until he accepts. All this is a time-taking process. Okay. So what I'm telling you, your ID card is present with you. So if you take the ID card, what is it? The security guard sees the ID card and allows you inside now. Won't ask you for a security check. That is only cookie, man. That is only I'm telling you now. Where the card is present. In your hands now? Yes or not? Same like the ID card. The browser is having a cookie. Now. The cookie contains the user ID and password details in it. So whenever you visit the server, you carry the cookie to the server now. What the server does, server checks the cookie. User ID password is available. Then what it will do? Okay, come in. Don't need the login page again. Your ID password is not available. That's what I'm telling you. I went to the office. I forgot my card. I cannot show the card. Wait, there is a login process now. Then you don't submit the cookie. What will happen? The login page comes now, and it then will ask you to enter the user ID and the password. So did you understand the functionality of a cookie? Where the cookie is stored? Client's browser. But sir, how is it created? Developer only should write the code for creating the cookie. Who should write the code? Developer only should write the code for creating the cookie. Where that will be in the login. First time you open the site and click on the login. You see, who will issue the ID card? Company only issue the ID card. When first day you go to the office, the ID card is issued to you now. Right or not? Same way, first time you open a site, you enter the user ID password now and click on the login button. You go to server. Server will create a cookie now and writes it onto browser. Server will create a cookie and writes it onto the browser. Okay. And remember, cookies are two types here. What are the two types? In-memory cookies and persistent cookies. What is in-memory cookie and what is persistent cookie? In-memory cookie means you did not select a stay signed in. You did not select a stay signed in at all. But then also cookie will be created. When sir, to access the second page now, because all pages requires authentication. You will go to office every day. Yes or not? Today morning you went to office here. 9 o'clock you went to office. 12 o'clock you came out for lunch. 9 o'clock I showed ID card now. 12 o'clock I came out for lunch. 1 o'clock I'm going inside again. I should show my ID card. Morning I showed over. You went out. Again you should show the ID card now. Why? Meanwhile, 9 o'clock you came to the office now. Your company has filed you. Maybe your company has filed you and pulled the ID card from you. You're thrown out. You're not allowed inside again now. Are you getting me or not? Show me your ID card. Then only I'll allow you. Same way, you have 10 pages in a site. You visit the first page, you enter the you're ready password. You enter the you're ready password. Now from there, you want to go to second page. Again, you should be having the credentials now. Every page opening a login page. How will it be? You have 10 pages in the site here. Every page opens a login page once. How will it be? Irritating here. Every page you should enter the credentials. What is the nonsense? It will be irritating now. Yes or not? In such case, also cookie will be created. But that is a in-memory cookie. What is that? Means stored on the browser's memory. Stored on the browser's memory. So now, second request when I make, say, first page came here. Suppose I'm going to banking website. I enter my credentials now. My dashboard opened. Now I went to accounts. I went to accounts link now. When I go to accounts link, again I'm going to server now. Remember, first time when I enter my credentials are stored in a cookie format on the browser memory now. Second time when I click on any link now, this cookie will be going to server, telling to the server, user is authenticated. User is authenticated already. Okay, then I'll open the second page now. Are you getting me? Again, you click on the third page. Again, this cookie goes now. Once I say log out and close the browser, cookie is destroyed. Once I say log out and close the browser, cookie is destroyed. The cookie is destroyed now. Are you clear? This is called as in-memory cookie. Where is it stored? Browser's memory. Once browser closed, cookie destroyed. Second one is persistent cookie. What is persistent cookie? Persistent cookie means this is stored on the hard disk of your computer. Where is it stored? Physical or volatile? Storing on hard disk is physical or volatile? Physical. Storing in memory is volatile. Volatile in the sense temporary. But storing on a hard disk is not temporary now. It's permanent. It's physical storage. Storing on the hard disk. When is it? When you selected stay signed in. This cookie should work for not only today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow also. Then where is it stored? On the hard disk. That is called as persistent cookie. Are you clear? Okay, what is the first one? In memory. Second one, persistent. Okay, first let me teach you how to create a cookie. How to create a cookie. Who should create the cookie? I said you. Server only, developer only should write the code for creating a cookie now. Server won't do anything automatically. Developer only should write the code. Okay, how to create a cookie? Listen. There is a class called as HTTP cookie. You need to create the instance of this class, man. And the constructor takes a parameter. What is the parameter in your cookie name? Any name. Why? Tomorrow you want to read back now? That requires a name now. That requires a name now. What is the cookie name? Login cookie. Okay? Well, watch. Now, in this, you can store the values in a key value combination like this. Cookie of name is equals to admin. Cookie of password is equals to admin@123. Something. This is a cookie, man. This is what I'm doing. I created a cookie and I stored two values in the cookie. Are you clear? Now, response dot write. Response dot cookies dot add. Simple English here. You're writing the cookie now. The response object will write to the browser. You're adding the cookie now. Cookies dot add. What is it? response.cookies.add cookie. It will write the cookie on the browser now. It will write the cookie on the browser. Are you clearer or not? What is the cookie name? Login cookie. The cookie name is login cookie. Now we'll have a doubt. Sir, this is persisted or in memory? Yeah. In memory. This is in memory. This is in memory, not persisted. So I want persisted. If you want persisted, you're required to set up an attribute called as expires. You're required to set an attribute called as expires. Okay. How you know? Cookie dot expires is equals to date time dot now dot add days 30. This cookie will be active for the next 30 days. Even though, see, Facebook and Gmail, you log in your personal computer. Did you notice it here? They also, after some time, suddenly the login page will appear and ask you to re-log in again. Yes or not? Why it asking you means what is the meaning, you know? The cookie is expired. The cookie is expired. There's a time limitation. There's a time limitation. If I set it like add years of 10 years the cookie will be present now. Someone started the video. Who is that? Check it out. I disable that option. Okay. So, can you understood this concept here? If I don't write this, it is a in-memory cookie. If I write this, it is a persistent cookie. So, when do you require to write this? This will be generally a condition. What is it? Checkbox is there now. A user selected the checkbox now. What checkbox? Stay signed in. I'll check now. If stay signed in is checked now, then only that line will be active now. Are you clear? Otherwise, in-memory cookie. Otherwise, persistent cookie. Do you understand how to write a cookie? You can write a cookie in another way also. There is another way how you can create a cookie. There is another way how you can create a cookie. Like this, you know. Response dot cookies dot no, not add value or something. I forgot it. Yeah. Response dot cookies of name, or otherwise we'll call it as user, guys. You're ready? Password. Okay. User dot value is equals to admin. Response dot cookies of password dot value is equals to admin @123. This is one style of creating a cookie. This is another style of creating a cookie. Understood or not? Okay. Sir, second one is simple than the first one. Remove this one. Now, second one is simple than the first one, sir. Yes or not? No, guys. If you want to store one value, then use the second option. If you want to store multiple values, use the first option. Why you know? I'll tell you. This looks lengthy, na? 4 lines of code. Correct or not? Okay. Tomorrow, if another value comes now, suppose you want to store one more value also, you can say cookies off and you can store it now. Some email ID is asking. So what do you say? Cookie off? Email is equals to admin@nareshit.com. Okay. Now, if this is the case, how to write? Cookies of email dot value is equals to admin@nareshit.com. Okay. Now also still second one looks simple for you now. Correct now? Okay. Now starts the problem. I want to set a expires property for this now. I want to set a expires property for this. How do you set? Cookie dot expires is equals to date time dot now dot add days 30. Base you are assigning a date of 30 days from today now. Do you know what the head date now? You are required to set the expires 3 times now. You're required to set the expires 3 times now. Again, response.cookies of user.expires, response.cookies of password.expires, response.cookies of email.expires. Did you understand my point or not? Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Generally, when you have one value, use the second one. No, I have multiple values. Use the first option. Don't use the second option. Is it clear? If I need to set the expires here, what is the process? Response dot cookies of cookies of user dot expires is equals to now tell me which one is simple. Now tell me which one is simple. That's what I'm telling you. You cannot say first one is simple also, but that all depends upon the requirement. That's what I'm telling you. Based on your requirements, choose the appropriate. When you have one value or two values but not related to each other. I have two values but not related to each other. Use the second option. But I have a set of values all related with each other. Then go for using the first option. So are you clear how to write a cookie now? Understood? When do we do it? In the click of the login, I will do this. Clear? Now tell me, login is completed. Now the first page came now. From there, you're going to second page now. In the second page, we are required to verify the cookie or not? Then how to read the cookie now? Or if writing the cookie is fine here, how to read the cookie? Again, I should read the cookie and check it out now. Are you clear? Now understand how to read the cookies. How to read the cookie. So till now I shown you writing the cookies. Now I'm telling you reading the cookies. Watch. If you have written the cookie in the first way, this is how you should read. HTTP cookie key is equals to request dot cookies of login cookie. Request dot cookies of login cookie. You got all the three values, man. You got all 3 values now. In this, how many values are there? 3 values. But remember, yaar, if this is your case, you are required to read it three times separately now. Understood or not? Okay, now you got all the 3 values. Now see, string user is equals to cookie of user. String password is equals to cookie of password. String email is equals to cookie of here uppercase and here lower. Okay. And if you want to, if you're writing the cookie in the second way, how to read, you know? Is equals to request dot cookies of user dot value. Here, password, here, email. Password is equals to email is equals to. Is that clear? If you write cookie in the first way, you should read in the first way. If you write cookie in the second way, you should read in the second way. And don't forget, by default, your cookies are in memory. In memory, they're not persisted. If you want persisted, you're required to set the expires. If I don't set the expires, the cookies are destroyed when the browser is closed. Okay? Well, let's say we created a login page with hit count, na? Sorry, it's the failure count. Array with the failure count, how many items are given you? 3 items. I want to redesign the login form, the same login form. Now also want to give you 3 items now. Now also want to give you 3 items here. The extra feature I want to add is stay signed in. Are you clear? The extra feature what I want to add is stay signed in. It is as same as yesterday's page only. What additional thing I'm adding now? What is the additional thing? stay signed in. Now you'll have an option of stay signed in, so that to visit the third page, fourth page, fifth page, it won't ask you for your already password again. Are you clearer? Okay. Not only that one, I close my browser and open the site second time. Directly it has to log in without asking me the login page now. Following me? That's what my requirement is. Okay. I want to do that extra thing now. This is how my page should look. As it is same here, we have only the checkbox extra. Remaining all same code only, see? Clear? Let me create. I'm creating my pages now. 3 pages again. Login with stay signed in. Success with stay signed in. Failure with stay signed in. Earlier I created login with failure count. Success with multiple pages are there. Yeah, similar. That's why given different, a little lengthy names, but related all the things. Login with stay signed in is my first page. Help me. Web form. Login with stay signed in. Directly select a web form. It will ask the page name directly. Now, success with stay signed in. Third one. Failure with stay signed in. Failure with stay signed in. Okay, come on. Let's come to the login and we'll design the page. Is the design, guys? Let me copy. Go to design. Check. Yes, the page is great. Now we need to start writing the logic for login and reset. If not, is postback. What am I doing? I'm just going to write txt user dot focus. Second one, view state of failure count is equals to 0. Check it out. In the previous example, also done this as it is, nothing different. Next, login. We'll write reset first. What? txt user dot text is equals to txt password dot text is equals to lbl message dot text equal to empty string. cd stay dot checked is equals to false. What is cd stay? Checkbox is there now. I given the name of the checkbox as cd stay. Checked is false. Uncheck it. Next, txt user dot focus. This is the same old story, nothing new. What is new today? That is new. That's all. Remaining all is the same code we written yesterday also. Now coming to login. If txt user dot text is equals to admin and txt password dot text is equals to admin. If both are valid, I want to take you to which page, guys? Success with stay signed in. Are you clearer? What do you want to? Success with stay signed in. And all of you carefully listen to me. Success with stay signed in. And now I want the user ID password to be available in my second page. Did you understand my point or not? What is that? User ID password to be available in my second page. One way to transport these query strings. Shall I transfer user ID password as query string? Tell me. That is dangerous. Multiple problems. We'll go to the next page. Cannot go to third page now. Cannot go to fourth page. Second, visible in the address bar. Not secured. So let us create a cookie now. We'll create a cookie now. Okay. Well, guys, to create the cookie, I'm following the first process. HTTP cookie is equals to new HTTP cookie. Get a name right. Login cookie. Cookie dot cookie of user is equals to PHP user dot text. Cookie of password is equals to PHP password dot text. Now remember, guys, I need to set the expires property now. When should I set the expires property? The user selected the checkbox only. The user did not select the checkbox. I did not set the expired property now. So what I'm writing, say, if CB stay means if it is checked, if this is checked, then cookie dot expires is equals to time dot now dot add days. I'm adding some 30 days for this cookie. Finally, response dot keys dot add what? Cookie. This is what. Now you'll ask me a question. Sir, this cookie is accessible in which page? This cookie is accessible in all the pages you visit. All the pages, yes. You created cookie in the first page now. You can access this cookie in the remaining 19 pages of the site. Did you understand the beauty now? But if I use query string, what is the problem? If I create a cookie in the first page, I can use it only in the second page. But here, if I create a cookie in the first page, I can access it in the all pages of my site now. Understood or not? All pages of my site, I can access this cookie. Are you clearer or not? So that is the beauty of the cookie. It is accessible, and that persistent cookie will be stored on hard disk. I'll show you each and everything. Where is it stored? How can we see that? Everything we'll see. Okay, now come to else part. When you come to else part, man, success or failure? Failure. If it is a failure, what I'll do? Int count is equals to not one. We need to pick the value from the view state. We need to pick the value from the view state. What is it? Int of last state of failure count. Initial value is 0, right? So what you'll do? Plus 1. First time it is 1, second time 2, third time 3. 3 means failure page. Correct now? If count is equals to 3, if count is equals to 3, what? Response dot redirect. Response dot redirect. Which page? Failure with stay signed in .aspx. Okay, a small mistake I done, guys. Nothing. Swap the things. Once you say response.redirect, control will jump off now. The next lines of code will not execute. I'll write it. Did you understand my point here? Once I say response.redirect, what will happen? Array, it is like a jump statement, man. Lines after the jump statement will not execute now. That's it. That's mistake I done. Okay, nothing. Come on. Now here also, I want it. What I want? I want the name and count to be accessible in my next page. What is that? Name and count to be accessible in my next page. Clear or wrong? Not password. Why? Wrong password. Now, why you want your password now? Your name and your count. Earlier we used a query string and password now. Now without using a query string, I'm passing through a cookie now. And here, these two values are independent of themselves, no relation with each other. Yes or not? And there is no need of setting the expires to them. And when invalid credentials, why to save them here? Correct? So let me use the second way of creating the cookie now, not the first way. Here, what is the better option? Second option. How to write? Response dot cookies of user dot value is equals to user dot text. Response dot cookies of password dot value is equal. Oh, sorry, not password. Count. We talked about count. I'm sorry. Count dot value is equals to count dot post. See now, two individual cookies are created and redirected. No, count is not 3. Count is 1. count is 2. What you do? View state of failure count is equals to count, and LBL message dot text is equals to count plus attempts failed, and maximum is 3 only. Maximum is 3 only. So guys, I'll show you the execution point, but you guys go compare your code. What is the extra thing I written? Last class, we did not have the cookies. Today we have the cookies. Last class, this transportation is done by using query strings, and today we are transporting the values by using cookies. Except that, the rest of all the code is as the same as your yesterday's code only. Is my point clearer or not? Okay, now we'll run this. The cookies are created, where they're created, how can we see them? All the things I'll show you. Are you clear till now? Okay, so write this code, don't run anything, write the code, compare your old one and the new one, where the differences are present. So tomorrow I'll practically run and show you the cookie creation on the client machines. Okay, let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow.